It's recording.
Like a little kid. Here we go.
Oh, you just disappeared. Where'd you go?
Well, you saw it, and that was the first yard drive. Got her rigged up with a seat. My seat's about a foot too far back. She's running good. I run her around the yard two or three times. My temperature's holding rated about 180. Runs good. I don't know, there's a bit of noise down the bottom end, but it isn't, I'm not worried about it right now. I think things just gotta seat themselves. But one issue is this throwout bearing. And I'm gonna have you listen to it when I go to push the clutch in, and you can see it down in there. See how that vibrates? Once you get it up against the pressure plate, it's fine. Or all the way back. I don't know if there's something missing in there. I sure hope not, because that means I got to pull the old transmission out. And that's a real challenge. You got that rear end. But anyway, that's about the only issue. You can kind of hear. Let me get on the other side here. See, I got the radiator set up. I built a couple brackets here to put it in place. Here you can kind of hear it. You hear that like low end knock? I don't know if you'll be able to hear that on the video or not, but it kind of bothers me a bit on that. I hope it's not the rods or anything, but if it continually gets louder, I will definitely drop the pan off of it and check the clearances on those rods. But yeah, everything is good. I mean, I've done a lot since the last video. I got a choke installed up here, and that works. That's right here. Everything's just hanging loose. Got my linkage and my throttle pedal, which I've got to make a bracket for that. Adjusted all my brakes. It starts real nice, and I've got to get a wire from my generator over to the battery, because it's right now it's just running off the battery. So, but she works. And yeah, I even got a muffler. Bought that. I mean, that exhaust pipe's just temporary. It's the original pipe, and the muffler's too far forward. The muffler actually goes back here. You see this bracket? That's where that muffler will sit in there. But yeah, I adjusted all the brakes out, and they were way off. That's one of the reasons I was having a lot of throw on that brake pedal. But yeah, I was able to shift her up into second gear. See how much throw I got now. It's like, wow, that pedal used to come all the way down here. So got a few leaks. It's got water in it right now. I didn't want to put antifreeze in it just for the fact that it's going to leak, and I want to trace the leaks down. I'll show you. I got this plug up through here. This is your oil distributor, and it shoots oil up through that line. It goes through the block up into your rocker arms and feeds oil to it. Well, anyway, that plug, I neglected to put any kind of goop on it, both of them. So when I drain the water out of it, which will be sometime soon, I've got that, and I believe the water pump gasket is leaking right back up in there, and I'm getting a puddle on the floor. Not a big puddle, but it's just needs fixed. So maybe just a tightening of the bolts might help too. But I checked my generator, and I'm getting juice out of this side right here. So I don't know what these are. I'll have to do some looking on that. But yeah, this is kind of just temporarily rigged. I didn't want to cut that wire off right yet. But the choke cable in the cab is still there, but it's pretty well rusted solid. But yeah, I want to make a little bracket for this so it holds it up in the air there, so because it's binding up right now on the exhaust pipe. But other than that throwout bearing, yeah, I'm not having too much of an issue. A little bit of brake line leakage. It's just been a pistol to fix out these little gizmos here. These, I don't know what you call them, but anyway, I don't know if the flare is ruined on the line. You know, this side isn't too bad. I might just go ahead. The other side leaks a bit. But I came out today and there wasn't even anything on the floor. So maybe it's okay. I don't see anything. You can see it there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's wet. So anyway, that's, and this is a seat that I got out of a, oh, it was free, out of a van, some kind of van, and it was the right width for my cab, and I thought, well, worst comes to worst, I'll use that for the cab. Well, I just got a 2x8, strapped it across, and I bolted that to the frame, and then ratchet strapped the seat to the board. Like I said, I've got to sit up. My back's about right in here, so my legs are too short. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with what is happening with it so far. I mean, it's yard driving. I'll just tinker with it. I'm going to have to put a bracket on this steering shaft somehow. Just notice looking down there, it's getting a little wiggle in that. But I don't know. You know, I can tighten things up, I suppose, down in here. And maybe these two bolts down here, and tighten it up so it doesn't want to, it wants to turn the whole thing. You know, the steering shaft wants to go up and back, and so it's kind of annoying. And then I'm going to put a nut on that because the steering wheel kept coming off. It's not good. But anyway, I get a few of these little things fixed up so I can yard drive it more. And it's just nice to get it out and be able to do that. I mean, a year ago, this was nothing but a rusty frame with the rear axle in it. You know, and it's like, in a year's time, look where we are now. You know, so, yeah, I'm still kind of in a dilemma what I'm going to do with this whole truck when I get the cab down, because that's going to be coming up real soon. And you know, I don't think I've got enough room in here. Let me go to the other side, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I mean, I can push the truck over further, not much, but I've got, you know, from that edge of that ladder over to where that shop, well, actually over to about right here, I got that I can put it in. So I may do that. I'm going to make a little frame for that cab to sit on, and I'm going to put some dolly wheels under it, very similar to what I have here on this engine cart. And that way I can move it around and I can work on it. I'll, you know, mess with it, and then I think I can use my engine hoist to be able to lift it. I'll run a 2x4 from underneath the door jambs or the tops there, and be able to put a strap across the top of it, you know, and then pick up on it. But anyway, yeah, this is obviously needs some work. Biggest thing that I need right now that I do not have is the bottom pieces that go down to here. I have them, but they are pretty well shot. And I mean, I've seen these on eBay, but it's like I am not paying $1,500 for a surround for my radiator. Show you what I'm talking about over here. It's a little windy out here today. This one's not real bad, you know. And like I say, if worse comes to worse, this is the other one. It's just rusted off. As you can see, this part here, there's about 2 inches of it gone. But if I could find those, if not, maybe I can just fabricate an end onto it and extend it out a couple inches. And, I mean, it's clear at the bottom, and it's like, yeah, you might see it and you might not. So we'll see. But anyway, everything is doing good, and thank everybody for following along with this build. And if you got any suggestions, please put them in the comments. And I want to thank you all for subscribing. And we'll have some more in the near future. See you then.